Hi, it's Mel again, VA Leadership Academy member, coach, and client experience lead. Welcome to your lead gen research and CRM setup training. Let's take a look at what we'll be doing for this project. All right, so every business owner needs a simple and organized system for tracking leads to help them stay consistent, professional, and grow their business without any lead slipping through the cracks. This is truly why lead management is one of the most requested VA skills. You get to step in to create, run, and organize this system so your client can stay in their zone while also knowing all leads are taken care of. In this example, we'll use my fictional health coach who wants to track leads for her meal prep challenge. I'll show you how to research and record leads in a clean, simple, and organized way. Create a CRM or client relationship management board in ClickUp and add custom fields and stages to track things like their contact method, follow-up date, status, etc. By the time you finish this project, you'll have an organized, client-ready CRM system inside of ClickUp, something you can showcase in your portfolio or recreate and use for future clients. To get started, you will want to have your ClickUp account ready to go. The free version is just fine. So let's get started. All right, so to get started, once you are inside of your ClickUp account, we are ready to get started creating our CRM to track the leads for your client. And so we're going to do that inside of a list, which is inside one of their spaces over here. So I would suggest creating a space that's titled something like sales or clients, and then this list inside of it is going to be specific for the leads. Now, on our current plan, we cannot have more than 5 spaces, so I can't add one to show you, but you would just hit this plus sign right here to create the space, and you would be able to title it and whatnot. Um, but so since I can't create another one, I'm just going to go ahead and add the list to one of our current spaces. So once you have your space created where you're going to be adding it, I'm going to add mine to the marketing calendar here. You're just going to hover over the space that you want to add this list to and click on the plus sign, and we are going to be adding a list. All right, and so this is where you can name it. So it can be as simple as leads. If you want it to be specific, like for instance, in my fictionalized health coach business scenario, we could call it meal prep challenge leads. So that's what I'm probably going to go ahead and do. Um, or maybe I'll make it more broad. No, I'll keep it. Okay. Meal prep challenge leads. You could add a little description if you wanted to. It lets you know this is the space it's going to be in. Then you have an option if you want to make it private, you can. And then you can, if this is something you don't need the entire team to see, totally up to you. And then you can click on this plus sign and share it with whoever you want to on the team. And then you'll hit create. And then something that's really cool is AI has suggested settings for this layout based off of my title, Meal Prep Challenge Leads, which is really cool. So you have the option of you can apply settings, and it's got, like I said, it kind of plug and plays, puts in settings for you that you can use, and of course you can edit. Um, or you can hit no thanks and you can start from scratch. Totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and apply the suggestion so you can just kind of see what it looks like, how cool that is, and then I'll show you how you can edit everything. Okay, awesome. So this is what it's put it through, what it put it in. And so um, you'll see the status. This is in list view, by the way. And so this is great when you're in list view. This is a great view to be in when you are quickly adding in or editing information about leads. The board view is great for visually to be able to see. And once I add some examples in, you'll see what I mean. But you can see that this is the stage process that AI created for me, going from new lead all the way to qualified. And so I am going to edit that and I'll show you how you can do that. So we're going to rename. So we're going to start from, well, I'll keep this one. I'm going to keep new lead. And then I'm going to keep contacted and followed up. And then instead, I'm going to call this one disqualified. And then I'm going to actually, I'm curious what that looks like then when I'm in the list view. It's still there. There we go. I want to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of the went cold. There we go. And then we're going to call this last one. This is like the final stage. So like they've been closed. So we're just going to go and say enrolled. They've enrolled in the meal prep challenge. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go back to lead overview. And you can see again here this is in the list view. This is really great for when you are, like I said, adding in new information because you can see everything. And so this is what it has put in for our custom field. So it lets us know their name, if we're assigning them to somebody, their engagement level, and oops, whoops, undo. And then it plugged in for us their dietary preferences, which looks like here, let me just go ahead and we'll add somebody in um, to see what it looks like. Okay, so we're just going to say lead one. And so this is where you could assign this lead to somebody. So I'm just going to go ahead and assign it to myself. This is where you can plug in their engagement level. This is, again, this is what AI created. So let's just say this lead is very interested. Dietary preferences. So this is where you could type it in. We'll just go ahead and say gluten free. That's not how gluten spelled. Sorry. And then here we can again say, so these are kind of the same, lead categorization. So we can say highly interested, lead source, where it came from. So it gives options. We'll say this one came from social media. This is where you can put in the follow-up date, which is super helpful. So let's say, we chatted with them today. So since they're a hot lead, we're probably going to want to follow up with them before the end of the week. So we're just going to go ahead and put in Thursday. And then we're going to keep it in the status new lead. Okay. So now if you wanted to edit these custom fields that are in here, all you need to do is go up to this setting icons here, and we're going to go into fields. And this is where you can see what's in here. And this is where you could edit them. So you could, so sorry, I'm going to click back out of that so you can see how I did that. So let's say I want to change engagement levels since I kind of feel like those are kind of the same as the lead categorization. Let's say I want to change engagement level. Let's say I want to collect their email, have some information about them. And then, oops. Let's get into our advanced settings here. Okay, and I don't want this to be a drop down. We're just gonna have this be a text. Yeah, that's fine. Um, there we go, it worked this time. Okay. And then, I don't know, I can't save. Hopefully, hopefully that saves. Okay, move that out of the way. Let's see, did that work? Okay. There we go. Yep. So that worked there. So then this is where we could type in their email. So I'm just gonna put our email in here. Okay. Um, so that's how I edited one. How you can add one here, again, if you go into settings and you go to fields, let's say, what's something we might want to add? So we have their follow date. Let's say we want to know their contact method. Okay, how about that? And so I just started typing it in the search and I'm hitting create contact method, create. And so it came all the way at the end here. So I'm going to go back into the settings so I can reorder those. I want the contact method to go up by email. Perfect. Okay, so we have this lead here. And so let's, and oh, and so sorry, this is where we can type. We could have had a drop down, I suppose, of like email, phone number, telegram, whatever it is. But otherwise, oh, it looks like it wants it to be a phone number. Yep, it wants it to be a phone number. I want to edit that. So I'm going to show you again how you can edit that. Advanced settings. So as you can see, of course, there's some pros, some cons to using, a template per se that's put together for you. What's nice is it gives you an example, something you can go off of, and you can just edit what you don't like. But sometimes starting from scratch for some people, might be the easiest because then you just put it together how you want to do it. So totally up to you. Okay, so I'm going to change the field type to, we'll change it to text. Click again. Had to do it twice last time as well. There we go. And this time I'm able to hit save. Nice. Okay. So there, now I can type in, we'll say email. Perfect. So you can decide, again, what you want the custom fields to be by adding them in, editing the template, whatever you prefer. And then we use this settings icon right here if you want to reorder them, edit them, or whatever it is. And then let's just add some leads in here. And then I can show you how you move them around. And again, where the board view is very helpful. So we'll say lead two. You can give them actual names. Um, I'm just saying lead two. And so then save. Then we'll type in email. Um, oh, that's interesting. Okay, there we go. I thought it I thought it stuck with I thought it had the phone number in there still. Okay, so let's say this one is contact method prefers through phone. Let's say there are no dietary preferences and moderately interested. This one came from a referral and we chatted with her today, moderately interested, a referral. Let's follow up with her first thing next week. And we're going to keep her a new lead. All right, I'll do one more. Just using our team members' email addresses. For dietary preferences, let's say vegan. And ready to join. This one came from an email campaign. And so since she's ready to join, we're checking in tomorrow at the latest. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, I've said it now, this will be the third time, but when we're in this list view here, it's the easiest way to add information, update information. But if you head over to the board view, this is where it's really great visual to see, okay, we have this lead here, and then, let's say once we've contacted him. So once you're ready to move him to the next stage, you literally can just drag him there. And then let's say that let's say they've all been contacted. Oops. And then let's say this one's in the follow-up stage and you just move your leads where they go. And it's just really great for your client to be able to see visually, okay, where's everybody at? And then it's up to you to decide. You can create brand style fonts and colors. Sorry, I mean colors. Um, or you can just kind of use what they give you, or just kind of go off of base. Like, I always think of enrolled as like green. We got the green light. Awesome. Red is kind of like a no. Um, I'll show you how you can edit that color here. So if we want to change red, the new lead, kind of change color here. Let's just go ahead and I don't think we have a yellow. Watch us maybe already do. Nope, we didn't. So, and then, we probably don't need two greens, so we'll edit follow up to a different color. Let's do purple. There. And so you can change it to make it look how you want. And then you can quickly filter. So you could, look at, okay, specifically who's in the follow-up stage, who's ready to join. You could do one of those. Um, so yeah, by status, by, date created, you could create any sort of filter you want to be able for that view. But otherwise, now you have this CRM set up to track leads for your clients so nothing falls through the cracks. All right, so we have just researched and recorded new leads in a simple and organized way, created a CRM board in ClickUp, and added in custom fields and stages to track information so no lead falls through the cracks. When you present this to a client, you could say something like, I've tracked and organized all of your leads in a simple CRM so no potential client is ever lost. You'll always know what stage every lead is in, when you or the team should follow up, and when they enroll. All done for you so you can stay in your zone of genius. For certification, submit a screenshot of your CRM with example leads included. Refer below this training video for exact instructions on how to submit your project. Pro tip for you. There's no need to reinvent the wheel here. You can easily duplicate this setup for any client and just edit the statuses and custom fields to match their business. You're doing amazing.